Hey, it's IdkWhatsRc and this is the second episode of my series about saving Runescape. So in this video we'll talk more about fixing the economy. So obviously the economy is a very vast subject, but in this video we'll only talk about stabilizing the economy. So I won't talk about bots, free trade, gambling, the School of Fortune, and the supply and demand problem. So only stabilizing the economy. First of all, it's important to understand the concept of a stable economy. And it's not really hard. There are two things that you need to look for. The first one is that the currency, so the money that is brought into the game, is equal to the money that will be eventually used. And it's the same thing for items. So the items you get from monster that you craft must be equal to the item that will be out of the market. So for example, you lost them or you actually use them yourself. So for example, if you're using a Bendosh chestplate, then this item is out of the market. But if you own 10 Bendosh chestplate and the reason why you bought them is to actually merge them, then this item is not out of the market. In RuneScape right now, it's really obvious that the currency that is actually brought into the game is much higher than the currency that is going out. So the currency that it used, and it's exactly the same thing for items. The big problem with an economy like that is that there will be an accumulation of items. So way too many items for the amount of items that would actually be needed. And this means that the relative value of all the item will crash. It's very important to understand the concept of a relative value. Well, first of all, there is the coin value, which is basically the item price on the current exchange. So it's very easy to know what it is. In the other end, the relative value of an item is more about how precious the item is. I'm not really talking about supply and demand right now, more about how hard it is to obtain this item and how many of this item is already in the game. Okay, so let's do a little example with a fictional world. So in this fictional world, there are two types of item only. The first one is gold, and you can make 1 million gold per hour, and the other one is logs. You can make 1,000 of them per hour. The coin's value of a coin will always stay 1, and the coin's value of a log will be 1,000, so it's fair for everybody. The relative value will also be the same, so 1 for coins, 1,000 for logs. Now let's say that there is an update in the game, and now by killing monster you get 2 times more coins, so you can make up to 2 million coins per hour. After this update, the coin value of a coin will still be 1, but the relative value, so how precious coins are, it will be half, so only 0.5 now. Obviously, after this update, the coin value of the log will increase. So if a player wants to trade you 1 million GP for 1,000 log, you will say no because the player only worked 30 minutes to make his cash, while I worked 1 hour to get my 1,000 logs. Obviously, in this fictional simplified world, there is no experience, no requirements, and other things like that. You simply generate coins or logs. Now let's say that there is another update and now it's possible to make 2,000 logs per hour. Obviously, after an update like this, the relative value of a log will be half, so only 500 GP. And the coin value will also be half, so we'll go back to 1,000. So if a player suggests you 1 million GP for 1,000 logs, you will say sure, because they are equivalent. So yeah, even though the relative value of the items or precious the items are is totally not the same than before, the coin's value is the same. And this is exactly what is happening right now in RuneScape. In RuneScape, all the items are at least 100 times more common than what they used to be. So this means that the relative value of those items is totally crashing and is only a portion of what they used to be. So yeah, the relative value of all the item is crashing right now hardcore, but the coin's value, so the price on the current exchange, is about the same because all the item including coins are becoming less precious at the same speed. In a way, because of that, there is somewhat a balance in the economy, but it's a really unstable balance. And in order for it to be stable, so balanced, you need to make sure that everything crash, so the relative value of all the item crash at the same speed. And this is kind of hard. So you need to make sure that, for example, if coins are 12 times more common, then you need to make sure that all the items in the game are also 12 times more common than what they used to be. There is also a big problem when there are new updates, so new content, new armor, new weapons, so all the economy is all messed up when this happens because it's not really made for that. Many people will say that the problem comes from the fact that it's way faster to get items and coins now in the game. So yeah, don't forget that there is a big difference between generating money and making money. So normally in Runescape, usually when we say making money, we actually refer to become wealthier. The best example is fishing rocktails. So yeah, fishing rocktail is a good way to make money, but actually we don't generate money. We don't bring more money into the game. Yes, we will be able to trade those rocktails for money with another player, but we don't bring more coins into the game. So yeah, the reason why everything is more common is not really because it's faster to generate the items. So for example, you want to generate an armor, you will need to first generate ores. It's pretty much the same speed than before. You will need to smelt it into bars, same speed than before. You will need to smith the armor at the same speed than before. But yet, in the game right now, there are at least 100 times more rune plate legs than what it used to be, for example. But yeah, for an item like rune plate legs, they will eventually disappear from the economy. Not really because they will be used or anything like that, simply because they will become so common that it will become worth it to IL them. So yeah, they will disappear, but not really. They are simply changing form. So instead of being an item, it will become coins, which doesn't solve the problem at all. Obviously, there are many exceptions to this, so there are things that are faster to get now than what they used to be, but it's not the main reason why everything is more common. The real reason is that all the items and coins that are brought into the game never leave the game. So there is an over-accumulation of all those things, and they are becoming more and more common. It's because of this that having, for example, 1 million GP back in the days was actually considered rich, while right now, even if you have 100 million GP, you're not really rich, you're just an average player. So yeah, it's already the end of the first video about fixing and stabilizing the economy. So my goal with this video was to actually tell you what the problem is and then make sure that you understand what is currently going on RuneScape. So you can click the annotation on the screen to check my next video where I will talk about few solutions that could be made so the amount of cash and item that is brought into the game is equal to the items that are actually used by the players.